History right here is upon us because we broke God's commandments.
Right.
To this day, this right here, did you know God made this happen to us? That's what I'm trying to ask you, to make sure you understand that. Watch this. Read verse 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Thou sons, thou daughters, I know it's not your daughters, shall be given unto another people. Read.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Review real quick. Why did the so-called black people go into slavery? Because we gotta make sure it's sticking. Sis, before you leave, why did we go in slavery as a nation? Why did this history happen to us? Say it again.
Because the white people were racist.
Okay, what'd you say, sis? Why did we go into slavery as a nation? Why did we come up here on slave ships? Verse 15. Like, hold on. What'd you say, sis? Because remember, if we don't learn, we're going to repeat the history, right? Right. So let's read it again. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
Read. Pay attention. Go.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
It's going to come to pass if we don't listen to the Lord thy God. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
If we don't do all his instructions, his commandments. Read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Why did we go into slavery? We just read it right there. All these curses shall come upon us if we didn't do what? One more time. Read it again. Hey, notice we're going to read it right from the Bible, right? Your pastors don't do this. You notice that, right? Read it again. It's okay because it took me a while to get it too. Watch this. Read it again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
If you don't do what I tell you to do, read.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
I'm going to punish you by cursing you. So do you understand that all this history, the so-called white man coming against us, is because we broke God's commandments? Y'all understand that this history right here is upon us because we broke God's commandments. Right. To this day, this right here, did you know God made this happen to us? That's what I'm trying to ask you, to make sure you understand that. Watch this. Read verse 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Thou sons, thou daughters, I know it's not your daughters, shall be given unto another people. Read.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
You're going to miss your sons and daughters because they're going to be removed from you forcefully. Right. Read.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
You will have no power to retrieve your sons or daughters.
Right.
What is that? Slavery.
That's right.
Is that in world history today? Who would that happen to? Us, right? Finish reading. Next verse.
Verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
The fruit of your land is your literal crops, but it's also your natural resources, your gold, your oil, everything that the land produces. Shall another nation which thou not knowest eat up, meaning they're going to take it from you. Read.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
Thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
Right.
Who's oppressed right now today? Who is the oppressed people in all the lands throughout the earth? Us.
That's right.
Us, that's right. The so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Those people on this sign are the ones that's oppressed and crushed always. Watch this. 43. Read.
Verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
It's going to tell you who the stranger is when we keep reading. Read.
And thou shalt come down very low.
So let's go slow. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. All right? So the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. It's going to tell you what it means. Read.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Who owns all the banking systems in the world, in America? The so-called white man, right?
That's right.
Every nation owns their own banks, but we don't own a damn thing, right?
Everything is through a white person.
Right. You want to get a home loan, you got to go through a bank that we don't control. You want to get a car. Where you going, big bro? I'm going to ask you a question real quick. Give me 1 minute. I'm going to explain this to you. Because this is about you too. And you got a car? You got a car? Where do you, if you want to get a loan, what bank would you go to that we own? A black person owns? That's what I'm going over. That's why I want you to listen. Who owns this store right here? Who owns Walmart? Who owns Kroger, where you get all your food, your groceries from?
Right.
Who owns every resource on the planet? Okay, that's in the Bible too. We're going to get to it. Read where you at.
Verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head.
He shall be the head. He's going to control everything on this earth. He shall be the head, but let's see where you're going to be.
And thou shalt be the tail.
You're going to be at the bottom of everything. You're going to be the last to be hired, the first to be fired. You're going to get minimum wage for the rest of your life for generations.
Right.
You want that for them? You want that for your son? So what's the solution? We're going to read it in a little bit. Finish reading. Go ahead. Go to 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
So this is how we prove that we are the Israelites according to thus saith the Lord.
That's right.
Because the curses are upon what people on earth? Us, right? So you got the so-called white people, the Jewish people who saying that we're the people of the book, right? But the Bible just said these curses are going to be upon the real Jews. We're going to read how long? Read.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, upon thy seed forever.
It said the curses are going to be upon thy seed. What is your seed? Big bro, you finna leave? Oh, what's your seed, big bro? All right, man, if you got to go, man, you got to go. But what's your seed? It says the curses shall be upon thy seed forever. What is your seed? Exactly. Your child, your children's 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 children. So I'm going to ask you a question. If it says it's going to be upon thy seed forever, are the curses still in play right now? Upon thy seed forever. Has time ended? So today is what? August 1st. Are the curses still in play right now? Oh, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Read it again.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So I gotta make sure y'all understand this. So why are we cursed? What's your name, sis? Bernicia. What's your name, sis?
Jennifer.
Bernicia and Jennifer. I gotta make sure y'all understand this. Why are we cursed? It's a review. Same answer.
Because we didn't listen to the command.
All right.
The commands.
Commandments. Do you agree, sis? We're going to read the next verse. It's going to tell you why right here. And then next we're going to understand how can we undo these curses. Read.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
Read that part again. Because this is why we're cursed.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
Read.
For the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Wait a minute. Therefore, because we didn't obey the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible said, therefore shalt thou serve thou enemies. Serve thou enemies. Wait a minute. We got enemies? So God doesn't love everybody. He called a whole group of people your enemies. Let's see how we're going to serve our enemies. Let's see this. We all went over slave ships, didn't we, right? So we know how we got over here in America, on slave ships, right? So therefore shalt thou serve thou enemies. Read that part again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
Read.
which the Lord shall send against thee.
Which the Lord shall send against thee. I'm going to tell you, y'all friends right now, and she sent an enemy against you. Is that a good thing or bad thing? That's right. So the Lord sent enemies against us. Why did he do that again? I got to make sure y'all get it. It's the same answer. Why did he do it? The same answer. Sis, I know you guys didn't know. Why did the Lord send the so-called white men against us?
Why is something against us?
Why?
Because we obeyed him.
We obeyed him and he punished us? No. Because we broke his command. I'm going to show you. How does God punish the children of Israel? Watch this. Hold that. Get Judges 4:1. It's going to give you a perfect example of how God punishes us. Because we don't understand the Bible. Right. We think God just loves everybody. He works in mysterious ways. And he just go into church and sing a song. We got it?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to give you an example of how. We got you, sis. So I'm going to give you an example of how God punished us. Read.
Judges chapter 4 and verse 1.
Read.
And the children of Israel again did evil in the sight of the Lord.
We did evil by not following his commandments. Read.
And Ehud was dead. And the Lord sold them into the hand of Jabin.
Jabin is a heathen nation that's not of the tribe of Israel. So when we did evil, God sold us into slavery. It's going to tell you. Read.
And the Lord sold them into the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan, that reigned in Hazor.
Let's see how long we was in slavery that time. Watch this.
The captain of whose host was Sisera, was dwelt in Hosheth of the Gentiles. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, for he had 900 chariots of iron, and 20 years he mightily oppressed the children of Israel.
God sold us in slavery for 20 years for disobeying his commandments. That was thousands of years ago. Right now we've been in slavery for over 400 years.
That's right.
So how does God punish us? By doing what? I read you an example. When he wanted to punish us, he sent us into slavery against our enemies. Go back to what we were doing, Deuteronomy. Read where we were.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48.
Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
Read.
which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness.
Therefore shall thou serve thy enemies in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness. How does that apply to today? Who owns Walmart? Who owns this store?
A white person.
Who owns this store?
A white person.
It ain't just white people.
Chinese person.
Chinese person,
Right.
Arab, everybody owns it but our own people.
Right.
Only thing we own in the black community is a barbershop or
Bring it out.
hair salon. Is what you call it, right?
Bring it out.
And yet we don't own the building though. We gotta lease it.
Right.
We own nothing in our own community, right? It says in hunger and in thirst, right? Water is free, it's just rain. Look at the water on the floor. But yet we gotta pay for it. That makes no sense, right? And guess who owns the water rights, all the resources? The so-called white man, Coca-Cola, Dasani, Fiji. Read, what's the next one? In nakedness, your clothing. Made in China, made in Taiwan. It ain't made by us, is it? Right. How you doing, big bro? Hey, we showing you who you are according to the Bible, man. Hey, come look at this sign real quick. I'm gonna ask you a question in 2 seconds. Finish it out.
I have to get going.
And-
y'all.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one last scripture.
Okay.
And in nakedness, and in want of all things.
Okay, let me pause real quick, sis, before you leave. So we were put into slavery because we didn't obey the commandments, right? So in order to undo that, we got to start learning and keeping the commandments, right? I'm gonna give you one commandment. Yes, one commandment. Because this will determine, if you love John 14, 15, because I gotta get this first. Because before you leave, this is why we out here. We out here to show you who you are, which I think we're doing that.
I want to listen.
I know, I understand. Read this real quick.
The book of John, chapter 14, verse 15.
You love God? You love God, big bro? You love him? You love God, sis? Let's see. Read.
If ye love me, keep my commandments.
Yeah. If you love me, keep my commandments. What commandments? Let's get one commandment. All right? It's for the sisters right here. You got? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 5.
Read.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Read.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Neither should a man put on a woman's garment. If I had on a woman's garment, what would I have on? That easy. If I had on a woman's garment, I would have on a dress. You wouldn't take me seriously, right? So what's the only garment a man can wear? I almost said it.
Pants.
Pants, right?
Bring it out.
So now, read the first part.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
What is that going into? The woman should not wear that which pertains to a man. So if I can't wear a dress, the woman should not wear what? That easy, right? That easy. Do you know why? Because when you wear pants, it put a spirit on you. You guys don't know this. And it causes your brothers to stumble.
Right.
We look at your shape and say, oh man, hey, I want to do this to that sister, and put a lustful spirit on us.
Right.
And
Right.
guess what? What community has the highest single parent community
Bring it out.
on the earth?
Say it one more time.
What community has the highest rate of single parents? Baby mama, baby daddy by themselves, single parents. Our community.
That's right.
The so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. I'm sorry. Who has the highest divorce rate? Us. If I'm with you, sis, and I see a sister walking down here with skin tight pants on, I can see her figure,
Leave that shit alone.
it causes me to lust after you, right? So you see how you contribute to the problem? So the Bible said, Christ said, if you love me, do what? Keep what? Keep my commandments. So,
I won't say it wrong.
that's okay. So give me Revelation 22:14. We all go to church sometimes, right? Or do y'all go to church? I don't know. So what's the purpose of going to church?
I guess for the word.
For the word to do what? What with the word? What's the purpose of it all? What's your goal for living? What do you want? You go to church to learn how to get somewhere.
Right.
Where you want to go? Everybody want to go there to that famous city. What? What's the city?
California.
The city of heaven.
I'm
So
going.
we all want to go to the kingdom of heaven, right? When you die, where you want to go?
Oh, I'm going to the open gate.
Okay, that's where you want to go, right? How do you get there?
By following his commandments.
All right. All right, sis. That's right. But is anyone teaching you the commandments?
Yeah, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. You talking about them commandments?
Thou shalt not wear pants.
Bring it out.
We just read it, didn't we?
You're right.
All right, but look, you
I
probably
didn't
didn't
know
know.
that one was right there in the commandment.
Right, but guess what? There's over 600 commandments that you're not being taught. Yes. We're going to read this real quick.
Revelations chapter 22 and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
The Bible said, blessed are they that do his commandments. You just learned a new commandment. Read.
That they may have right to the tree of life,
Read.
and may enter in through the gates into the city.
How do you enter into the gates of the city? Blessed are they that do what? Do his commandments. Read it again. Read it again.
Revelations chapter 22 and verse 14.
Read.
Blessed are they that do his commandments,
Read.
that they may have right to the tree of life,
Read.
and may enter in through the gates into the city.
So that's how you enter to the gates.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.